3 hacks from a neuroscientist that changed my life. Guys, if you aren't sipping Dr. Andrew Huberman, get ready to. So Andrew Lumberjacked Huberman is a Stanford professor and neuroscientist whose podcast, The Huberman Lab, offers science-based protocols to help you live a higher quality life. He basically takes all the peer-reviewed research on a topic and he will distill it into layman terms for all of us thirsty peasants. But there are so many possible protocols you can do. This has created a whole new vertical of memes about optimization bros. When you ask ChatGPT to create a daily schedule based off of Huber Daddy's advice, there's 2 hours of work total factored into it. The rest is eating, napping, meditating, working out. Lol. But I've tried out a ton of his protocols over the years, and some are definitely not for me, like abstaining from coffee for the first 90 minutes of consciousness. Huberman, no. I know you're a scientist, but that's insane. Instead, I'm gonna share useful things, more specifically 3 hacks that help me the most. So beyond the basics of eating well, exercising regularly, and getting enough sleep, I think these were really tangible, practical things that I noticed a difference in my life. Sleep. I know, this is technically one of the basics, but I don't think I'm alone in doom scrolling here before bedtime. And I have a really hard time shutting off my big dumb lizard brain. And I've tried it all, but one piece of Huber Daddy's advice that I was very skeptical of, but worked wonders, was morning sunlight exposure. So within an hour of waking up, for 10 minutes, you wanna expose your sexy little eyeballs to the sun. Obviously, don't look into the sun, because then you will be blind. But I don't know, maybe that will help you with doom scrolling. Looking into the sun in the morning for 10 minutes sets your circadian clock for the day. And if it's cloudy outside, he says you have to get twice the amount of time for a total of 20 minutes. Now, I do have to clarify, this light cannot be viewed through a window or a windshield. You actually have to meet the sun IRL. Now, sunlight exposure is the singular most important protocol according to the research. And I did notice an insane difference in my sleep quality from it. I would get tired at the appropriate times, it was easier for me to fall asleep and stay asleep, and according to the REM on my Oura Ring, it was poppin'. That REM was poppin'. Cold exposure. I didn't want to do this. I don't like the cold. I'm not a fan of the cold, even in concept. But there was so much research behind cold exposure and so much cute little passion from Huber Daddy that I tried it. Now, you can do a cold shower, but apparently a cold bath or plunge is ideal. Your goal is to shiver, ew. And you want to stay in a temperature that's uncomfortable but physically safe for about 3 to 5 minutes. Gross. I did this every single day for 30 days. Where is my purple heart? And I can tell you my anxiety completely disappeared, which was just one of the benefits. Cold exposure also helps with faster workout recovery, less muscle soreness, and spikes your epinephrine and norepinephrine, which are the little guys inside of you that increase focus and energy. But the Netflix and chill does not stop there. It also improves mood, motivation, increases metabolism, and converts white fat cells into beige and brown fat cells over time through the shivering process. I don't exactly remember why that's good, but at the very least, you'll have more diverse fat cells. Representation matters. I will be honest with you. Right now, I'm in a place where I'd much rather have anxiety than be cold every day, but I do know I have to get back on the cold train because I do feel a real difference in my brain. I'm foggy and tired all the time now. And I would like to be clear again, so the girlie just has to let it go and sit in the cold. Finally, alcohol, or lack thereof. There was a line in Hunk Daddy's episode on alcohol that really helped me with my decision to get sober. He said, "I wish I could tell you there was a single benefit to drinking alcohol, but there is not." Guys, it's so bad. It's a literal toxin that stops your prefrontal cortex, hypothalamus, gut biome, and liver from working properly. It increases your risk of cancer, puts your hormones in a flux state, and people who drink regularly have elevated baseline levels of cortisol. Not just when you're drinking, but all the time, leading to more anxiety and stress. So though you think that alcohol is relaxing you in the moment, in the long term, it's really stressing you out. Kind of like the guy I'm seeing. Now, Hunk Daddy admits in this episode that he does still drink from time to time, but the science shows that even a little bit is damaging. But he's like, oh well, I can make this decision knowing all the science. But when I was struggling to get sober, his episode really helped me see that there are no actual benefits from alcohol in science terms. So, yeah. But listen, if Andrew Huberman wants to have a drink with me, let's go, okay? She can do Topo Chico in a wine glass. I'm Akana. Thank you to the patrons who supported today's episode. And thank you to my actual daddy, Squarespace, for sponsoring today's video. If you guys aren't familiar with my dad yet, I don't know where you've been, but Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform to build a gorgeous website, sell your products, and engage with your audience. If you're like me, and you don't know anything about how to code, Squarespace is amazing. They have all these beautiful and professional templates that you use as a starting point, and then you can just like customize them to your specific brand and aesthetic. And it looks so beautiful, so sophisticated, but you know that on the back end, you're just like dragging and dropping, and it's super easy to build and keep updated. You can also create an online store and you can sell custom merch. So for me, that's my online guidebook about how I accomplish my goals. But for you, that could be like physical products, services, classes, whatever it is, you are here to build a livelihood from your passion. You can go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and whenever you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Anna and use code Anna for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.